Hello, welcome to Zarz Comics and Collectibles. Thursday night with Zarz, doing my weekly stream. Got someone in the background. We'll add him to the stage.
Mate, you need to lower your camera angle or use the floating head. There you go. Look at that. Beautiful.
So, I like being a floating head.
Do you like floating head covers?
I don't even honestly know if I have any or not.
Yeah, you've got old books, so you'd have some floating head covers.
What's considered a floating head cover?
Like like the old covers, like probably your bronze and silvers, where they would have and they would just have the characters' heads.
Around
like a floating head, yeah.
Okay.
I showed up to the wrong stream. I went in the chat and I was watching Aussieverse just before. And it was like 10 minutes before you stream or 5 minutes before you stream. So I got to go now. And then I go into Instagram. I click on the link. All of a sudden, Beau and all those guys are on the stream. I was like, where am I? And I quickly left because I pressed the wrong freaking link.
Hey, werewolf.
Not werewolf or WW, as we now know.
Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Miss Woman. So, so I did end up bringing a whole bunch of different stuff. I got some books, some shoes, some beanies.
Okay, what else?
Nah, I don't have a lot of.
Show us what's in your fridge.
Yeah, this is in my fridge. So I'm drinking it.
There you go. Oh, what flavor is
that? Frosty berry.
Oh, have you had the sherbet one?
Yeah.
Mate, that is good. I try not to drink it because it just tastes like sugar, but like it's so good.
There's the new one. There's the orange icicle.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd like an orange flavored one.
It's more like do you remember Splits?
Yes.
The ice cream. The orange flavored one where it doesn't taste like Fanta sort of orange. It tastes like.
Wait, was Split the one that had ice cream in it?
That had the cream, in the middle.
On the inside, it was
and you got like different colors on the outside, like yellow.
Split, I think, was because there was two that were similar. There was Split and there was Splice. I used to like Splice better.
But Splice was the two different flavors. So like it would be lemon lime or that, whereas the other one was just the one flavor.
Okay.
Across. So let's quickly put the link in the chat. Just okay. I'm gonna start with my beanies because I literally don't have many at all. I have two. So old school Wolverine, just all the way around. I've had this one for years, and second one doubles up as two beanies in one.
I'll have to flip inside out.
Yeah, so we have Grey Punisher, then you go inside out.
Why wouldn't it be? Oh, that's actually kind of cool. But
the Red Daredevil.
Why wouldn't it be black instead of grey?
Oh, technically it's blacky grey. So, and that is the extent of my beanies.
Mate, I'm almost Sarah's probably got more beanies than you.
Oh no, that's the extent of my comic themed beanies. So I probably have about another 15 actual beanies, but none of them are superhero stuff. Because I started doing the hats, I said I'll try and keep the beanies as something that's normal. So next thing I'm going to show some books. Now, when I first started collecting, obviously, Simon, this is the same time was the New 52 was the big thing. And I started obviously collecting the new 52 Zero covers.
What is with that Superman?
So there's some interesting pictures on the front of these covers. So we got Superman Action Comics Zero.
Well, are you showing us all the zeros? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, all
Okay.
the zeros I have.
Okay.
I don't have all of them. It is something that I wouldn't say I go out of my way searching for them, but if I do see, because obviously anyone who's seen these covers, you can tell that the covers are all the same format. So you notice when you see a zero cover.
Yeah, I think I got
So
it
I
already.
am trying to get all of them. So obviously we have Animal Man. And surprisingly, some of these are a bit harder than others to find.
Oh, I noticed something as well. Are these in alphabetical order?
Yes. So we got Aquaman, Zero.
It's gonna be a while before we get to the one I want.
Uh,
Oh no. Am I frozen or are you frozen?
am I frozen?
Oh, you're good now.
Batman and Robin. I have doubles of that for whatever reason. We have the Batman. Now, for a Zero book, the artwork's not great. And same thing again. I don't know why. I have doubles of that too.
Were the zero books, because New 52 kind of tried to rewrite everything, right? Tried to retcon things, right? So was the issue zero explaining things?
I honestly have not read
Okay.
any of them. So
Because
I'd be lying. But I'm pretty sure from what I understand, yeah, it's sort of to give you like a baseline of what the character is going to be, because some characters dramatically changed from their original.
yeah, so they did that with Rebirth as well. So I think Rebirth, instead, what they did was they did a one shot
Yeah,
and then they started the ongoing series from number one again, which is
yeah,
confusing because you're like, why are there two ones? But the one shot always had that same look, had that white background and things like that.
yeah.
Oh,
But
maybe I should
then,
go collect all the Rebirth ones.
yeah. So you got Batwing. So uh, some of them are pretty cool. Like they did some interesting covers. So you got Batwoman, which is an interesting cover. Then we jump to Birds of Prey.
Who did that cover?
So uh, either Dwayne Sawinski or Romano Molinaro, if I didn't murder those names. But tell me, Simon, do you remember the original Birds of Prey show?
I remember seeing it on TV, and I didn't. That's right. It was on TV one time, and I just was flicking past, and then I was like, "Is that Batgirl?" And I was like confused. I was like, "What? What is this show?" I didn't get it. I didn't know what the Birds of Prey was back then, so I don't. I mean, yes, I remember the show existed, but I never watched it. I just saw it once, and I was like, "What? What is this show?"
So it wasn't a great show, but it was a different take on the characters considering when it came out.
Every movie and TV show back then had to be a different take. Why would they use the source material?
Yeah, but it was an interesting, like you could see, like back then I was in the same boat. I didn't know anything really about him, but when you go back and you watch it, they're sort of trying to be source material and not at the same time. But in saying that, I only realized and found out this week because I was looking at like the guest list for the show. The girl from Starship Troopers, so not Denise Richards, the other girl.
Oh yeah, yep.
She is Dinah Lance in the original
Oh,
Birds of
okay. Yeah,
Prey.
she was learning a lot of stuff back in those days.
Yeah, I never knew it was her until I decided to look through her thing. Um, you got DC Universe Presents, and then you've got OMAC, Mr. Terrific, Hawk and Dove, Black Hawks, and Dead Man.
Dead Man.
So I'm assuming that's probably something Tony has in his collection. Now, I've heard of some of these characters and books before, but I honestly don't know why the hell there is an actual book.
Yeah, no, because because it's an older, some people love it. I don't know anything about it, so I never bothered.
Yeah, the Dial H, which is meant to be Dial H for Hero. This was one of the harder ones to find. The Flash. So, we have Earth 2. Got all of the characters there. This cover's not too bad. I think it's really cool. The
I don't know
Fury of
anything about
Firestorm.
Firestorm either. I don't know
What?
anything about him. I know Grey Man talks about him, I think, a bit.
You don't know anything about Firestorm?
No.
So Firestorm is a character that there's two people that merge together to create him.
Oh.
So I don't know. I know mainly the origin I know is from the Flash TV show, but it's a jock kid and an old man who's a scientist, and they both don't exist. They both exist, but there's something that's not right with them. And then when they come together, they become Firestorm, and there's bad versions of him and good versions and a whole bunch of stuff. But his storyline is noted with bringing in some big DC characters into lore. So this is another one. Frankenstein, Agent of Shade.
What? Never heard of that guy.
Nah.
What happened to him?
Jeez. You got GI Combat.
Isn't there a new 52 character called Simon something? It's
No.
like, oh, what is it? It's like Simon Darkness or something weird like that. I thought,
Could be.
was that new 52? Because if
Got
I look,
Green Lantern. So very different take on a Green Lantern with a gun.
looks like he's gonna rob a shop.
The funny thing, this is done by Jeff Johns. So it's, you would think the storylines would be pretty good, but keeping with tradition, we got Arrow. You got the Green Arrow book. So I really like this sort of take on his look. Green Arrow without the hood and
It looks like
the
Arsenal.
armor. What?
Looks like Arsenal.
Looks like us.
I was close. It was Simon Dark as a DC character, but I think must have been before New 52. I need to get the first appearance of Simon Dark.
Simon Dark is what do you call it? A villain in the Flash universe.
Oh, is he?
As
That is
if
a
it's
series. 2008.
So we got World's Finest, but instead of Superman and Batman, you got Supergirl and Huntress, or Power Girl and Huntress.
That's an interesting combo.
How come the cover doesn't want to? There. Looks like fucking Supergirl and Robin.
I know.
You got Jonah Hex. So
Another character I don't know anything about.
So he is he's a character that gets punished. Like I know there's a few different ways he become reasons he becomes what he is, but he gets punished with immortality, so he can't die. And he's sort of like a Ghost Rider character, like he's meant to do bidding for someone, and he goes against them and doesn't do it, as far as I know. You got Justice League with Shazam cover. I'm pretty sure this is the series that gave him the cape and the hood.
Really?
Yeah, because he didn't really have the hooded cape.
He used to
Again,
just have the yellow. Do you have a yellow cape back in the day?
no, I don't think he ever had a yellow cape, but I think he used to have the like Superman cape, and then around that area they made him to be more like hippish with the hooded cover and the big extreme lightning bolt. Now we got Justice League Dark with Constantine.
The new 52 Justice League Dark's meant to be very good. The first issue goes for a lot of money still. Not a lot of money, but you know what I mean, just more than a regular comic.
Yeah, it's got a lot of the new 52 version I know was popular and bringing a lot of characters back and stuff that have been out for a while. You got Legion of Superheroes, and I'm assuming that's Brainiac.
I thought it was
Beast Boy.
no, what's his face from the boys?
Nah, he's the only other green coloured character that I know. Is this the one you were waiting for?
No,
No.
but that's a good one. I've got the new 52 issue 1.
Yeah. Another character that I honestly just don't know why, but Stranger. I know a lot of people really like him as a character.
He's an old cat. He's pretty old, isn't he?
Yeah. This is one of the last ones I found. Don't even remember where I found it, but
oh, so you don't have the one that I've got.
What?
So you don't have the one that I've got.
Do you have one?
I've got Red Hood. Lee from White Comics gave it to me, and the Outlaws.
Nope, it doesn't look like I do.
So yeah, I've got that from Lee, and the crazy thing is, I've been wanting the to get the new 52 Red Hood and the Outlaws in trade, and I got it the other. I think it was last night. I bought it on eBay for $15 plus shipping. So that's more like 27 or something. But
I got the Ravengers. I've never even heard of this. You got Sword of Sorcery.
Yeah, Amethyst. I've heard of that. I don't really know anything about the character, but I don't think anyone buys that shit these days.
Beowulf.
Beowulf.
This one's interesting. You got Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad. Ooh, new 52 Suicide Squad. That's the Harley that I like.
If you're lucky, I might give you one because I got two.
Oh, look at that.
Now, Now you were commenting on Superman before. What do you think of this Superman?
What happened to him? What the hell? What? Hang on. Is that? Wait, I thought New 52 Superman was the one with the jeans. Is that not that you showed before in Action Comics?
He wasn't in jeans.
Or whatever, those
But
pants.
then,
Pants and a
then
t-shirt.
you look at Superboy. Superboy is normally in jeans and t-shirt, and he's in the full reddish costume. This is probably one of the more decent covers. You got Supergirl. It's like they DC goes to them, we're gonna give you the cover, and you just draw the character in the middle, because all of them are ripping out the same. Like they didn't even really change the background color or anything. You got Talon.
Alan, that's interesting because did they get introduced in New 52 or are they always around? Well, Talon.
So I think them where they actually come from and the reason they exist gets shown in the New 52 in the Court of Owls. But I'm pretty sure the character was around before.
Okay.
So we have Team 7.
Who the hell is Team 7?
So
Is that Grifter?
yeah. It's a team of mixed characters.
That no one knows or cares about.
Yeah. And then we have Voodoo.
What are these people? Was you telling me there was you telling me that character there had her own solo title?
I will have to have a look, but I'm
How many
pretty
issues
sure
did that last? Surely not.
And then we have Werewolf. So tell me, like, how Wonder Woman is one of the most probably iconically drawn women in comic history. How do you pass that off as a cover for a book that you're trying to convince people to get?
Well, they introduced that outfit in New 52, didn't they?
Yes.
Or was that before that? Yeah. So that eye's not that bad, but her arm that's going back with the sword looks a little bit odd.
Yeah, but even like look at her face. There's no like detail in her face.
Yeah, I mean, most of the covers you've shown haven't been fantastic.
Yes, but what I'm trying to say is, if I'm DC and I'm telling you I'm rebooting all my things, and I want you to start buying and reading all of
You want to
my
make Wonder Woman a big deal?
not just Wonder Woman, all of them. And it's not like the artists that they've got on these books aren't big named artists. You'd think you go and put a little bit more effort into the covers.
That would cost too much money.
Back then, freaking Marvel and DC were throwing money at everything.
So that was the whole set. How many are you missing?
I don't know. Let's see if Key Collector actually has has a list of New 52 zeros to see.
Let me Google it. How many New 52 issue zeros were there? Let's ask and then Google. Oh, didn't you usually uses AI? 24 new titles were launched alongside 25 returning titles. 24 new titles were launched. Jesus. So zero New 52 zero month. That's what it was called. Despite being intended for the new 50, whoever wrote this, they spelled 4. They spelled 4 wrong. Despite being intended for, they spelled FORE. Despite being intended for the new 52, there was actually 55 issue 0 issues.
55.
As 3 cancelled titles also received issue 0 issues before ending.
So let's
55,
see.
that's
55. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35.
You're missing 20 of them. What are we counting? He's counting how many new 52 issue zeros he got. Out of 55, he has, was it 35, was it?
Yeah.
So you're missing 20 of them. So get this. The cancelled titles were Resurrection Man, which you had, right? Voodoo, of course. Voodoo. She got cancelled, but she got an issue 0. Captain Atom and Justice League International. And then replacing the cancelled titles were the Phantom Stranger, Team 7, Sword of Sorcery, and Talon.
And all books that probably got cancelled.
Wow. Because wasn't the thing with the new 52 was they had 52 issues and then they stopped?
That was meant to be what it was.
And obviously titles kept dropping off because no one was buying them.
I'm pretty sure the new 52 was the start of DC's real downfall in not sticking with anything the minute it went bad. Because it was around that time they started cutting books. It was around that time with the TV shows and stuff. Excuse me, that started doing bad. They cut it and the movies and everything. So it was weird.
So the main titles, I think, all got 52. Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman have 50. The guy called it volumes.
Justice League would have to.
Yes, it was on purpose for them to reach 52 issues, and then they'd get reset back to number 1 when Rebirth starts. So they planned back then in 2011 that New 52 would result in Rebirth. No. Rebirth idea came much later. Okay. Yeah, so I'm a Rebirth guy. You're a New 52 guy.
I'm pretty sure I've got the Red Hood and the Outlaws. New 50, the Rebirth number 1.
Yeah, I've got that too. I'm just saying you didn't have the issue 0 though.
Okay.
But I'm after issue. I'm after the first volume because I want to read the New 52 Red Hood and the Outlaws. The only thing is, the New 52 Red Hood is the one where he has the fucking mouth. Is he wearing a helmet? Why does he have a mouth? Oh, it's so dumb. Born again.
I was watching it before. I'm about 35 minutes into the first episode.
I am halfway through season 1.
Oh, are you watching the original?
I started watching it years ago. I liked it. It just when those shows have so much to catch up on, it just puts me off. So I didn't finish the first season. I watched I don't know how many episodes, but there was some cool bits in it. Like before he gets his suit and he's like in the black outfit and stuff. Like that was cool. There's a bit where he's walking down the hallway and he beats up everyone. That was cool, but there's just too much to catch up on. And again, I like, yeah, like Daredevil was actually like the show was good.
You can literally, from the what I've seen so far of this first episode, you don't really need to have watched the old one. Like
I
they're
mean, I haven't
sort
given
of
up the characters.
what?
I already know the characters in it, like Kingpin and stuff.
Yeah, so they're giving like a semi background on what sort of happened and stuff, but it's been interesting so far.
How long are the episodes, and how many episodes are they planning to have for this thing?
So there's gonna be, I think it's 18 episodes. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Todd. 18 episodes. The first episode is an hour, but I don't know. I don't think all of them at the same time because Disney Plus likes to jump up and down in episode times.
So even yeah, even 18 episodes. That's like a lot for a TV show these days. Like,
Yeah, but I think they're trying to retro con some stuff and get it sort of back on track. So, like, there's a part that happens in the first episode, which is, to me, seems a bit stupid. That you're going back to the character and then you start off with that straight away in your first episode. But you can see where they're trying to go, what direction. Oh, so I was wrong. It's 9 episodes, season 1, and then it's 18 total then over 2 seasons because they've already filmed it.
9 episodes because me, I never used to be a binge watcher, which is why I don't watch shows where I've missed 4 or 5 seasons because there'd be like 100 episodes to watch. But the last like year or two, me and Sarah, we've gone through heaps of shows, but it's because they all have 8 to 10 episodes. So you watch one episode, maybe two in a night, and you get through it still pretty quick. Like we're watching You at the moment on Netflix.
Yeah.
And we smashed through 2 seasons already.
Well, I just started rewatching the original Arrow series.
See,
So
that's the only DC. What did they used to call those shows? The
the the
C,
TV
CW
DC,
or whatever.
yeah,
That was a
CW.
CW. Yeah, Arrow is probably the only one I would consider watching out of all those because they all look so bad. But I remember when Arrow first came out on TV and the trailer, pumping up the trailers. I didn't watch it because I was like, "Who is this guy?" I had no idea that it was a DC thing when I first saw that show come out. But I was like, "Oh, this looks cool," but I don't care about some guy called Arrow because I don't know who he is.
So if you're gonna watch the CW verse, Arrow is good. The Flash, first 2 seasons, maybe 3 are good. Then it drops off a bit and gets better again at the end. Legends of Tomorrow, you're only watching if it's a what do you call it, like a buddy comedy slash superhero show. So
I
if you
watched
like, sorry,
I watched Titans, and we got up to the very. I got up to the very, very last episode, and I was like, I don't even care anymore. I didn't watch it.
yeah, Titans was the same sort of thing. It started off really good, then went a bit stupid and thing. But Titans is a completely different universe.
Wait,
So
didn't they cross over when they did the Crisis thing?
no,
They're in.
not
They're in
with
one of the
Titans.
cameos.
What?
They do a cameo. I'm pretty sure. There's like one. I didn't watch it, but there's an episode of one of those. You know how they do the Crisis things every season or whatever
Yeah.
in those shows. There was one where they kept looking at all the different multiverses, and the Titans were one of them.
Yes, but they didn't actually appear in the show. So like in the last crossover, you had Tom Welling's Clark Kent and Superman
Didn't you have the old
from
Flash in it as
Smallville.
well? The original Flash TV
Yeah,
series.
and you had a bits and pieces, but they didn't actually cross over. But how you going, RJ? So, but as I was saying, you watch Green Arrow, you watch Flash. Legends is up and down. Batwoman, I didn't bother with. I watched some of the first season, and that was it.
They just all seem to have a very cheesy tone to it. Like, so that's one thing about Daredevil that I know. Daredevil didn't have that element of cheese when I
Yeah,
watched. You know, like it's a pretty like you could get away with being like a pretty serious movie. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, Arrow is the same. Like the
okay,
first season of Arrow is very full on dark, and then it sort of lightens up as it goes. But they keep the storyline like pretty solid all the way through.
it's just too much. But what streaming service here gets all the D? Is it Binge that gets all the DC stuff?
Binge does, but I'm watching Arrow on 9 Plus.
Oh, okay.
So they got the whole 170 episodes on there.
I think I don't know what we're gonna watch next because Sarah wanted to watch You because there's a new season coming out, and she's
Yes.
like, oh, I can't remember it because it's been so long since I watched them. So I was like, oh, I'll watch it with you, and it's all right. It's all right. But again, there's
Yeah.
only 10 episodes. Have you seen it?
Yeah. 10 episodes each season.
Yeah. So we got the fun. So I can't get over this, right? So we were telling Beau last time we hung out with Beau that we started watching You, and he goes, "Oh, cool, cool." And he's something Beau said stuck with me, right? So Beau goes, "Yeah, nah. You was one of those ones that I didn't really want to watch, but you know, it was really good, and you know, you end up rooting for the guy." So in my head, I can't stop thinking about Beau saying, "You know, you end up rooting for the guy." So I'm 2 seasons in, and I just started the third season. I'm like, how do you start rooting for this guy? He's murdered so many people.
Yeah, it's this season and the next season you'll start rooting for.
Because but the cool thing so far is like, well, like I've only watched, I think maybe the first episode of season 3, but how season 1 and 2 are very different. Like season 1 is purely about him being a stalker, and then season 2 kind of shifts, like it has a different kind of tone to it, and then by the
Yeah.
end of it, you're like, oh, this is like completely flipped on its head. And the third one, you know, they're together, they get the kid, and it's like, oh, this is like another like. So far, each season's kind of had its own little dynamic thing going. It's not just the same thing, which I thought it was gonna. I thought every season was just gonna be the same. He just likes another chick.
Yeah, no. Season 3
Which kind of
goes
true.
to a different dynamic, and then season 4 takes you to a very, very unique place where it ends. So it's going to be interesting to see where season 5 picks up from. So, uh, we'll start with the shoes. Another thing I don't have a lot of. This one is just an honorable mention. It's not exactly superheroes, but
Because it's Superman color. Hey, man, did you know they had the Superman shacks come out only like a
yeah,
couple years ago?
I know.
They were
But this,
easy to get to. They weren't that hard to get.
I know. This is a Rubik's Cube.
Oh, is that what it is? They could have made it more square.
Yeah. So Puma did a whole range from 80s, 90s toys. So
I actually went into the raffle for there was a pair of I can't remember who made them. I don't know if they were Puma or there was the Batman shoes from the Batman movie.
yeah, Puma.
Were they Puma? Yeah, I actually went to a raffle for that. I wasn't gonna wear them. I was just gonna fucking flip them if I wanted.
I tried to get so about 2 years ago, the brand Keith did what do you call it, a crossover with X-Men, and they did the Asics shoes in all the X-Men colors. And I tried to get some of them, but I wasn't able to get my hands on them. It's crazy. Most of the shoes I have are Chucks because DC used to do the crossover with Converse. So they're all the different shoelaces you get with the shoe.
I want to get some alien stompers, the Reebok stompers.
Okay. So
It's as
the
whack.
first shoe I got,
Do you wear these?
I've worn these once. So I wore them when I first got them.
See, that kind of shoe I wouldn't wear unless like I owned a mansion. I would only wear them in the house so they stay clean.
So I wore them to Comic Con once, and that was it. But so exact same pattern, just
Now, if you had Nightwing ones, people would have tried to buy them off your feet.
So, next ones I got, I thought these were cool. Like, these were not easy to find. But the Justice League. So, you got Cyborg, Hawkgirl, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman.
Not bad, not bad.
So, and then these ones, obviously.
Are they, how much more are they than just the regular Chuck price?
Nothing more.
Oh, really? Just same price?
Yeah, it's just hard to find them. Obviously, other shoe.
Another.
I've never worn, still has the tag on it.
I could have got the who was it? I think was it. Wait, what are the shoes that I wear? Vans. Vans did the Bruce Lee ones, but they didn't look good, so that's why I didn't buy them.
So again, more shoelaces. These are for the next pair. So with these, when these first started coming out, you could get them at the Chuck stores here. Then after like the first 2 or 3 drops, you couldn't get them here. So like when I got the Batman ones, you could have either got the Batman or the Joker. And
Yeah.
then the Justice League ones were just the Justice League. And then I just thought they stopped doing them. And then when I went to the States for my first show in 2017, I walked in the shop. And they were still doing them. So, got Green Arrow ones. But obviously, they mustn't be very popular in the States because I got these for like, I think, $25 in a shop on sale. Whereas the Justice League ones and Batman cost me, I think, like 120, like a standard pair cost here. But they're the max of my Marvel DC shoes as well.
It's crazy that because I didn't understand shoes was a thing. I didn't understand shoe culture, right? So years and years ago, when I was still pretty early on in my noobiness, it was my day off, and I needed some new shoes. And then I was on social media, Facebook or Instagram, whatever it was, and I see a picture of the Spider-Verse Jordans, and I was like, oh, they're pretty cool looking. I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy them today. I'm going to go and buy these shoes and treat myself. So I go to a shop, Foot Locker or whatever it was. I was like, hey, I want to buy these. And they just laughed at me. They laughed at me. They're like, you ain't getting those shoes, bro. I was like, what are you talking about? I want these shoes. And they're like, you ain't getting those shoes, bro. Unless you want to pay like $500 for them. I was like, I don't have $500.
I tried to get them as well. And I had the same thing. And like, I don't know, they just released, so Mallows, so Puma, their main player, basketball player is Camilo Anthony, and he has his own shoe, and he just did a collab with TMNT. So he released the shoes. What?
Wait, who?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I know, but who was the player?
Camilo Anthony.
Oh, okay. I got confused because there's that TMNT artist whose name's Camilo as well.
Yeah. So they did to show, hey, we have someone in the background. Let's add him to the stage. How you going?
Hello.
Hey.
So
Barcelona Airport.
Yeah, Barcelona, is it?
Yeah, I feel like I've been off the grid for about a week.
You probably have been. You heading back here or you heading straight to the States?
No, back home.
Back
so
home?
I'll be back Saturday, just in time to do Monday's live stream.
Okay.
Are you going to the Thornbury show?
No. I haven't seen family for about a week and a half, so I don't think I could swing it. So
Mate, that'll be right for another day.
It's been a week. What's an extra 24 hours?
I'm going to go and see Groove Armada on Sunday as well.
Okay. They're doing that show up in Bacchus Marsh. Dave?
Barcelona internet, man. I'm telling you.
Well, as I was saying, Camilla Anthony released TMNT shoes. Now, if you thought the Spider-Man release was stupid, listen to this story. So, he released 5 pairs of shoes. You good?
Should be back now.
Yeah.
My airport internet is not ideal.
No. 5 pairs of shoes.
All right, so they released 5 pairs of shoes. The first pair was Raphael. So one shoe was red, green and red. The other one was green and blue. So Raphael and Leonardo. Then the other shoes were, one was purple, one was orange, Mickey and Donnie. Then you've got these black ones, which were Baxter Stockman.
Uh-huh.
Pink ones that were Krang.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way you could get the 5th pair was if you buy the first 4, scan them, like you get a barcode. So I will give you this. You get the 5th pair free. But you have to scan the a code and thing. But there was only 440 pairs of the 5th shoe. So you had to buy all 4, scan, hope that you scan and the size you want, there's enough left for you to get.
But those shoes, you can't even pre-order shoes, right? You just have to be, it's just first in best dressed, isn't it?
You could have pre-ordered them, but even if you pre-ordered them, unless you physically have the box to scan the barcode out of the box, you can't enter the draw. And there was only 440 pairs. That was in America. Bless you. In Australia, there was only 1 pair of the big shoe, which was Shredders. But they looked cool. They were all like chromey and stuff.
I think I've seen I remember seeing the pictures of these, yeah.
And then the only way you could win the 5th shoe in Australia is you had to buy any of the shoes, take a photo, and the photo they considered the coolest photo of any of the pairs of shoes won it. So 1 person in Australia was able to get the shoe.
Tony's got the Adidas turtle shoes.
Yeah. But then see, so these were the basketball version. You can buy just the Puma, you know, the old school Pumas that look like the Adidas ones, where all it is like a short shoe and just has the 3 white lines going down the side.
Yeah, that's Adidas, isn't it? Not Puma.
No, Adidas has the 3 white lines. Puma has the 3 lines together.
Yeah, I know that. But the Ninja Turtle shoes I'm talking about were Adidas that Tony bought.
Yeah. So, like that thing.
Yeah.
On the Puma shoes is normally 3 lines, but all together. You can get like the cheap version of the turtle shoes, where it's just the colors, not like the whole sort of shebang. But yeah, I was trying to get those shoes from the States, but then by the time you order them to try and get the Shredders, you never know if you're going to get them or not.
Yeah, well, all my shoes, oh, actually not all. I got 2 Jordans I won on raffle. And like I said, both of them, one of them, well, no, I think both have probably worn less than, one of them I've probably worn less than 5 times, and the other one I've probably worn less than 10 times. And then my dunks, right? My friend won some competition. Oh, it was It was like it was some game that you played somewhere, and whoever got the highest score won like $1,000 voucher to JD Sports, and my mate won it. So he bought himself a pair of shoes, and then he bought me a pair of shoes and bought Tony a pair of shoes with his voucher. It's like, all right. He goes, yeah, man, come. I'll buy you a pair of shoes. I was like, okay. And he bought me these dunks, and apparently the kids don't like my dunks. Apparently they're not cool, but I think they're cool.
Yeah, with Nikes these days, it's really hit or miss. You can buy a shoe, and it's instantly worth crazy money, and then you can buy another shoe, and it's worth crap.
I want Reebok Stompers. Let me see. So there's actually a pair of Reebok Stompers at the toy fairs, right? But they're the Jurassic Park ones. I'm like, oh, I don't want to rep. Although my latest video was a Jurassic Park guy video. If people should check that out, so my vlogs are on a streak, right? Every vlog for the last 9 weeks has gotten over 1,000 views, which is obviously very unusual for me. And then, yes, yesterday's vlog where I did the Jurassic World exhibition, it's like it hasn't even hit 200 views yet. I'm like, the streak, it's over.
Yeah, it's
You can
because
never
it's
tell, Simon. It's so bad, isn't it?
I know,
Yeah.
but my vlogs were consistent. It was just like every Wednesday the vlog would do it, and then like this morning I woke up, I was like, what? It's only got like 150 views.
Yeah.
And like
I am.
previous, like the last 2 or 3 like hit 1,000 in like the first day, sort of thing. Which is just, it doesn't happen to me very often. Which is why I was like, oh, let's keep this streak going. But it's over.
It'll be more just you get the right person to watch it, and then it'll start spreading like wildfire.
Well, I don't really share my shit either. Like, which I
Uh,
just kind of like whoever wants to
you're
watch it.
gonna
Watch it.
go. Let's put you big.
Oh, hello. I'm just looking at some Reebok Stompers. There's not many around. These are the ones that you see at the toy shows. So they're the Jurassic Park ones, and they're all black. I don't like shoes that are all black, even though that's what I wear every day now. But I like a bit of white in there. But they've got like the Velcro bit that goes over the laces, which is the cool bit. So the latest Alien shoes that came out when Romulus came out, like my friend was telling me, oh, you should try to get these, but they're not as cool because they don't have the focus. They don't have like the strappy. I don't know why my camera's so shit at focusing.
And click on the picture and make it big.
What?
Click on the picture and make it big.
All right, calm down, professional.
Yeah, I can't really see them, but if you're really interested, yeah, I can sort of see them.
There you go.
That's it. Yeah.
But they don't have the Velcro thing that goes over the laces, which is the cool bit.
Is that the Alien ones?
They're the latest Alien ones. There's these old ones, the power loader ones, which are yellow. I was like, ooh, could I pull off wearing yellow shoes? Oh, I can't even see them anymore. There's none here. I think these are holy shit. These are the original ones that I think are from the original Aliens movie. All right.
Okay.
Ooh, look at that, nice and sharp. So see that? You want to see the price?
$25,000.
US.
People can put whatever prices they want on things, doesn't mean anything. But if you want me to have a look for the newer ones, I can have
I don't
a
really
look.
like the newer ones that much though. The funny thing about the new ones is they're also dirty. Like they're made to be dirty. Like they're meant to be white, but they're like really dirty. But I think that's how they come. But I don't really like the new ones.
But then even if you shoot me a photo of the original ones, I
prefer the original ones, but like just the low tops, not the high tops.
Send me a photo. I go into a lot of different shops, and like even for the C2 show, they just announced the store list, the vendors. I'm like up to letter C, and I've already seen like 25 comic book shops, and there's retro toys, figures, statues.
All right, everything. Do you reckon I could pull this off? Do you reckon I could walk around with these on my feet?
I can't really see it. Maybe click on the bottom picture of them, dude. Yeah, I reckon you could.
Yellow. I don't mind yellow. Yellow and black looks good together. But those
I've
ones
got,
are sick.
I've got yellow and blue, which really freaking stands out like crazy.
Yeah, they're sick, those. Stock X. Let's have a look, eh? Do you have Stock X?
The app, yeah.
Place bid. Size 12. There are no asks at this time, but you can still place a bid. But does that mean someone has them?
1 second.
View
Let me
market data. No one has sold them. No one has bid on them. No one has asked for them. Then why are they so expensive? If no one asks or bid on them, why are these shoes so expensive?
So let me. What are they called?
So Reebok Stompers is like the name of the actual shoe, but there's like a lot of different versions of it. So there's that one's for the Power Loader one, the Power Loader variant, and then there's the Jurassic Park ones, and then there's, I guess, Alien Romulus is probably the new one. What that one's called?
So you got Reebok Alien Stomper, Alien Romulus. Then you got Reebok Alien Stomper, Bug Stomper.
Ooh, Bug Stomper. What's that one? Let me have a look.
Then you got Reebok Club Sea Stomper, Bait Astro Boy Club. Mid
Bug Stompers look alright.
Final Scene Pack. So one is black, one is yellow.
Oh, I could pull off half shoes.
So they're the Reebok Alien Stomper mids. Then you got the Jurassic Park one. Then you got the High Stomper. There's a plain white Alien Stomper.
See, the Jurassic Park one, if it had like white on the sole or something, I would totally rock those. And if they didn't have a Jurassic Park logo on the tongue, I don't know. I'd never want Jurassic Park logo on my tongue.
So you got
Oh, they're good. They're nice. Look at these ones. Reebok Alien Stomper Mountain. See this? Oh yeah. See, this is perfect. That there with the white soles. That. And look, that's not even that expensive. $265. That's on sale. They're nice. Like I'd rock those all day. I'd even smoke up the dance floor with those. How do I? Right. So yeah, those ones are pretty cool. Oh, there's the black and yellow ones. So they got one power loader, and that's interesting. Yeah, those mountain ones, those mountain research. Oh wait, is mountain research? What's that? That doesn't mean that it's Jurassic Park, does it?
No, it says Alien.
Oh, yeah, it does. Yeah, but I think it's because the shoes are just known for Alien as well. Yeah, those aren't too expensive. I mean, yeah, okay. Oh, those ones look good too. Okay. Interesting. Anyway, we're Google searching on your stream.
But yeah, they send me the whatever sizing and thing, and I can have a look. Because the stalls at the American shows, any sort of shoes that are Marvel, DC, anime stuff. Dave, welcome back.
Ooh, what's that?
Player's Handbook. Let's do this because I can't really see what it is.
Vintage
D&D.
Yeah, brand new. From a story behind this whole collection is this guy used to work for Games Workshop, and he had a whole bunch of stock the brand new stock, and I managed to pick up a whole bunch of it at auction.
And you're bringing it back on the plane.
Bringing it back on the plane. I'm going to read it. I'm going to read this. So this is the first Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Vintage Player's Handbook. So that, and then you have the Dungeon Master's Guide, and you can tell how old it is, right? Like it's in the early 80s.
Looks brand new though, mate. It looks like a reissue.
Exactly, it looks like a reissue. It is. Look at it. It's never been touched. It's musty as all hell. But
Sniff worthy.
Yeah, it is sniff worthy. And then the other one. The sad thing is, got the Fiend folio too. And look at it. It's like it's brand new off the shelf, which it is. It's never been read.
Okay.
And then my favorite is this one, but unfortunately, it's not the first print, which is the one with all the rare stuff that got pulled. This is like the third print, unfortunately, but still, brand new, fantastic. So almost the full set of Dungeons and Dragons stuff.
Now you said Games World, as in Games World in Barcelona or Games World in Australia?
Barcelona.
What?
No, no. So I went through London and picked it up from London.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I don't remember seeing a Games World when I was in Barcelona. So
Yeah, I didn't get much chance to do anything in Barcelona other than work. So
okay.
Yeah, London, I did get a bit of time, as you probably saw.
Yeah.
Went to Forbidden Planet.
Yeah, I'm still pissed I missed it last time. I didn't get a
so
chance.
good. It's so good. Just didn't have enough room in the bag to put loads of all the stuff I wanted to buy.
What? How much weight can you bring back, Dave?
3 bags of 32 kilos.
3 bags? Did you pay extra for that?
No, it just covers in the flight.
Because we booked our tickets for Japan, and we can only bring like 1 30-kilo, and that's it.
Yeah, but he's probably flying business or
I'm flying business, so that's why. I'm flying business. So it's like, yeah. I think you get to, depends. If you're flying economy and you fly enough and you've got like loyalty with them, they'll give you extra baggage. So even though I was flying London to Spain and that was economy, it was still that level of like what you could have. What's funny is you'll love it. I brought 1 bag specifically for just loading stuff in, like the biggest suitcase I could find.
Well, that's what I want to do.
And yeah, and all it's got in it is 2000 AD size bags and boards. Because you can't get them you just can't get them. And it's like they cost an absolute fortune to ship. And I'm like, well, I may as well just carry them. They're only like 100 bags and boards cost like $20 in the UK. So I bought 600.
I might need to borrow like 3 or 4 of those off you, Dave.
Yeah. I've got so many 2000 AD bags and boards there.
Because they're like bigger than magazine, aren't they? They're like way bigger, aren't they?
Yeah, way bigger than magazine. If you want to go treasuries, we've got treasury bags too.
I got treasury bag from Sean last time I went to Sean's place. So I got to rebag my Muhammad Ali Superman book. Very nice.
I've got 100 bags and boards for treasury. So
does either of you remember this? Did you ever come across this?
So
what is it?
Turn it around.
This is the science fiction role-playing game.
No.
Traveller. I do have one that you will know, and that you will be blown away by.
Nightmare.
Here we go. This one, I showed this on my live show last week. I have no idea what this is worth. It is ridiculous. I didn't pay that much for it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know Warhammer. So what is the significance? What is the key of the book?
This is the first ever edition of Warhammer. They're super hard to get anyway, but this is, as you can see here, it's never been opened. It's immaculate condition. and it's from this guy's stock, and it's literally the first edition of Warhammer. I don't know. I've not seen. I've been hunting online to see if you can find even anything vaguely close to this in terms of quality, and there's nothing. So this is like probably the last copy of Warhammer, factory sealed, in mint condition.
Mate, you are on another level of nerd with your fucking Dungeons and Dragons and Warhammer. You are just next level nerd tonight.
Yeah, well, he was probably a young teen when
I
we were,
was.
so he was
He
dead.
remembers that first edition Dungeons and Dragons.
I do.
Yeah.
I remember it all. I used to
But
play it.
he would have been dead in the middle of when all that stuff was getting released and popular. And
Warhammer. When did Warhammer start?
Warhammer started early 80s, like 1981, 1982.
Yeah.
Because Dungeons and Dragons came out first, and then Games Workshop used to do miniatures, right? And then they developed the game Warhammer to sell more miniatures.
That's cool.
Right.
I love those stories.
And then they decided that because they used to license to TSR games, right? So they bought the license so they could publish in the UK. And then they realized, why do we need to buy the license when we can develop our own games and our own IP to sell our miniatures? So that's when they got the idea to just build their own games and start selling it. So yeah, I was like that was my heyday. Like I was in my teens, mid 80s, and I was like playing all these different role-playing games. Like, I mean, I've got Traveller down here. That was another one we played. We played Dungeons and Dragons. We played a bit of Warhammer. And then what else did we play? Marvel Superheroes. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
all of this stuff is before my time. I
What?
was
Ninja Turtles?
There was a
no,
Ninja
but
Turtles game.
the games, like I know the Turtles, but I don't remember there being games of them.
What, like a role-playing game?
Yeah, there's a role-playing game for Teenage Mutant. Yeah, it's brilliant. It's by Palladium Games, and I had all of the source books. I sold them years ago, got rid of them. I've been looking to try and pick them back up again, and they're all illustrated by Eastman and Lard.
Oh, that's cool. You've shown the Marvel ones before, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I do. I have seen you show
ones
the
are really
Marvel
cool.
ones before. Yeah.
The basic set you can play as the Marvel characters.
Barcelona, man.
Yeah, so all that stuff, like in the 80s, I was in diapers, so I don't remember role-playing games. Like, I really found out about Dungeons and Dragons like mid to late 90s.
I remember Dungeons and Dragons in primary school, which would have been, oh yeah, that would have been very early 90s, early to mid 90s maybe. I remember kids playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Keep going with what you were saying, Dave.
What was I up to?
The Marvel superheroes you can play.
Oh yeah. So the basic set you had to play as the characters. So you'd have scenarios and you play as Spider-Man or But the advanced game, they had an advanced game as well. And that advanced game you could play alongside, you could create characters and play alongside Marvel superheroes. That was the one I loved the most because you could do your own characters and then play.
Now, is this?
Do you want to make me less big now?
Is this more of a D&D style game where like the scenarios all set out and you just sort of? Because I've never even played D&D, so I don't know.
Oh, it's have you ever played it, Simon? Have you ever played
Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah.
I remember when I was in like grade 5, there was like maybe a couple of weeks where the kids were playing Dungeons and Dragons. I got involved for like a week, maybe, and that was it. I don't really have much memory of it.
I love it. It's so good because it's storytelling, and you can go anywhere. The key to the game is having a good dungeon master or game master, because the vast majority of people don't know what to do. They'll do crazy stuff, right? And it's how your game master reacts to that. And So
Yeah, I've got friends who still love having D&D nights. Old Wolf does D&D. They live stream their D&D. Old Wolf and White Whale and a bunch of dudes. I think they still do it.
yeah. No, it's so much fun. It's like it's super nerdy though.
You don't say.
Yeah. We'll kidnap Dave and steal his first edition Dungeon Dragon book and play live on YouTube.
Yeah.
We'll see how.
Well,
how
I've got the irony of it is these are going to replace my back copies because I've got them already. But when I saw these brand new mint, I just was like, I'll put these on the shelf, store them, ready to sell in
And then
20
the
years.
other
time.
ones are reader copies.
The other ones are readers.
I know that it's starting to become it's a lot easier to find D&D stuff these days than it was before.
You got pretty big. I wonder if Stranger Things helped to get even bigger because Stranger Things.
It
did. Yeah.
That and then like Kevin Smith and Joe Manganiello and all those guys who play it and talk about it as well gave it a boost.
I think Jason Momoa does it. Henry Cavill does it. He does Warhammer. He's like massive Warhammer dude.
Joe Manganiello does D&D. So does William Shatner. And
does Shatner do it? That's hilarious.
Yeah. So there's a few of them. So Kevin Smith, Joe Manganiello normally host D&D nights, and you hear always of these famous people going to play. Like there's some wrestlers who go and play as well. I can't remember. I was watching The Undertaker's stream, and one of the wrestlers was talking about playing D&D with Joe Manganiello and Shatner and a whole bunch of other people.
Yeah.
So it's.
I want to do. I've already said this. Do you know what's on the comic rack, Mr. Aiken?
I've heard of him. I don't know.
Yeah, he's a massive D&D Marvel superheroes nerd. I've been trying to organize a live stream where we do a comic community scenario and get him to GM it, get him to games master it, and we'll all pop in and play the characters.
Okay.
So I think that we're going to try. I'm going to try and get that lined up because I think that'll be fun. It'll be a long stream though.
That's the thing. It'll be a crazy long stream, and lining up everyone's timeline to be able to sit there for that period is the hard bit.
When's C2E2, mate?
13th, 14th of
when do you leave?
week. I leave on the 8th of April. Right. So in Chicago for a little bit, and then go hunting everywhere else. Try and get as much shit as I can. So I seen the con you're going to starting to get some big pools.
Yeah, it's got Todd
there.
Who? Yeah. Todd's there. So's Jim Lee, I think.
So they both said they're coming because I know they both did. Was it MegaCon or WonderCon, whichever was like last week
WonderCon
or the week before?
Oh, that was MegaCon.
Yeah, I know they were both there. So even like C2. Sorry?
You got, let's have a look. Dennis Cowan, Mark Evanier. Who else is in here? That's good. Jim Lee, Todd McFarlane, Sean Murphy, Dan Slott's going to be there, Mark Wade.
Okay. So that C2 has gotten some semi-decent names, but they still haven't got that big name yet. I'm assuming it's going to come soon. They just got Arthur Adams, and they got Klaus Janson is coming, and they got David Finch, which is he's starting to become just a go around and doing all the conventions.
Did anyone? Did you? Speaking of Clash Jansen, did anyone see Daredevil? The first 2 episodes? Yeah.
I was 3/4 of the way through the first episode, so then I had to jump on for the stream. And Simon's still watching season 1.
On the Netflix, the original Netflix one.
Yeah, I never watched any of that stuff. So I started watching it years ago, and I liked it. I wasn't obsessed with it, so I didn't watch it all. I only watched maybe halfway through the first season.
I think the third. I wasn't that much of a fan of the third season.
Is it the Punisher one?
Yeah,
I think the Punisher one was the second one, wasn't it?
but he's in the 3rd season as well.
He is. So's Bullseye.
Yeah, I think they knew they were coming to an end, so because in between the 2nd and 3rd season is also when they did the Defenders.
Defenders, yeah.
So that sort of just ruined everyone.
Right. Because number 3's got Typhoid Mary.
Yeah. It ruined everyone's sort of opinion of the whole sort of series.
Yeah.
It
should have just ended it after Defenders.
Yeah, that's right. Or Defenders should have got released as the final thing they were doing instead of going back. The first episode looks pretty cool. Like I can see what storyline they're trying to build to and get
the second episode's the best.
Yeah.
In my mind so far. And the end of it is just it is like, oh, okay, game on. It's like
okay.
It's very good.
I know I've been reading there's gonna be a lot of cameos from characters and things coming in it. So we'll see how true that is.
Yeah, I don't want to give too. I'm not going to give anything away, but that beginning is the beginning to that episode is bonkers. The first episode.
Sean said that the way they've done it, I probably don't even need to. I can just jump straight into the new one.
I think it would do. I would stop watching. I'm not sure if I would say watch the 3rd season, but I think you really need to see the 3rd season to get the impact of the first episode. Yeah. And that's the problem. It's like, yeah.
You could go into that episode without having watched it and still get a gasp of what's happening. But yeah, realistically,
I think yes, you could, but I don't think it would be. You need to watch the first 3 seasons.
I'll just go on YouTube and write Daredevil season 3 explained.
Otherwise it's no, but otherwise it's wasted. It's like you really because it was much more. Yes, it's a good piece of TV if you haven't watched it, but if you've watched all the first 3 seasons, it's so much more powerful as a piece of work.
To get the most out of it, yes, you need to watch the first 3, but because you have a basic knowledge of like Daredevil and Kingpin and all the characters, you'll get the gauge of what's happening in that first episode. And I don't think they're going to be. Do they focus much on the old stuff in the second episode, Dave?
No. There's a couple of callbacks, but nothing too drastic in the second episode. There's no like major. There is one bit of because there's one bit that I was really pleased about, which I won't say. But it's interesting because it's not like the first 2 episodes. It's called Daredevil, but there's not a lot of Daredevil.
No, I noticed that with the first one, so I assumed. I think I know the storyline they're following for what they're going to, but I'm not overly. Like I don't know Daredevil that greatly but I do know the few key runs that he had.
Yeah.
That they're going with, but
I
even
got-
like,
So
sorry,
I got to jump off, guys. I
Alright.
will
CSI.
have a safe trip, Dave. And
Thank you, mate.
Sean, I will see you Sunday.
Yeah, I'll be there probably around 10ish.
All right. Sweet, mate. See you guys. Take care.
See you, mate.
So I don't think anyone too overly is watching my stream. Does he get back to being Daredevil in the second episode or not yet?
There is a moment that it's probably the end of that second episode. There's this. I don't want to give too much away, but that ending of the second episode is phenomenal. It's phenomenal, and you like go, holy cow, because you're sort of sitting there going, when's this gonna happen? And he just
All right.
it's crazy.
And
It's crazy. We've got quite a few in the stream.
Do I?
Yeah, I was
Mine
just looking.
said-
Todd's.
Yeah, Todd. He's I think he's been gone for a little bit, but
Is he?
does is it something dramatic that gets him to go back, or is it just like
It's not even. Honestly, mate, I don't want to spoil it. It's like it's one of those things where it's like it actually reminded me of Bruce Banner.
okay?
Like, you know that, like, oh, when you're like calm and then something snaps. It's that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's like whoa, and literally something snaps. Like there's one scene in particular where you go, what?
Okay. And it's like a full 180. He goes from just being the calm.
It's basically that, and it's just so well done. And then the reaction that he has to it as well is just the thing that is just like, yeah. Have you seen the scene yet where the Kingpin and Daredevil sort of are chatting in the cafe?
But in the coffee shop, yeah.
Yeah. That bit is like
That's the bit. Like I got maybe 2-3 minutes past that bit, and that's the end of what I had watched.
That bit's brilliant. Where they're sort of both like, you can tell they're both angry, but they can't do anything.
Yeah, sizing each other up. Like, are you coming again for me? Or I'm pretty sure that isn't him becoming the mayor one of the big stories in the Daredevil run. Sorry, I said, isn't Kingpin becoming the mayor one of the big storylines in one of the Daredevil runs?
I wasn't sure if he becomes the mayor. I don't know.
I could have sworn it was part of one of the Daredevil runs, and then they did like a sub-series, a Kingpin series, when he was the mayor.
I don't know.
All right. Because it seems like pretty obvious where they're going to go with the story from what I've seen so far, but I could be wrong. They could be going in a total different direction. Dave, I think you're frozen again. So, to anyone who has actually watched both episodes, I'm sure I'll catch up, and by next week's stream, you're back.
Yeah, I'm gonna head off because my internet's terrible.
No stress at all. Thank you very much for joining on, and
welcome.
Have a safe trip. Have a safe trip home, and I'm sure we'll catch up when you're back.
All right, see you soon.
Take care, dude. Okay. As I was saying, I'll get through this second episode, and then by next Thursday's stream, I'm sure I'd have caught up with the third, because I think they're only dropping one episode for the next few weeks, and then they drop 2 again in the start of April. So hopefully catch up and be all up to date. But I will cut the stream here. Thank you to everyone who watched, and thank you to everyone in the chat. Thanks to Simon and Dave. If you're not already subscribed and subbed up to those guys, check out their channels. All their details are in the description. Thank you to everyone who catches the replay of the stream. Take care. Bye.